Goldbargen Racing supports South African motorsport. Welcome to this week's edition of Rapid Motion Africa. We continue our action from the Pro Tour at Killarney, and it's the challenge show. Goldbargen Challenge and Altec Porsche Challenge. As always, a big thanks to Goldbargen for this action from Cape Town. A circuit that these cars haven't driven at for a long time, and I think action aplenty awaits us in the Goldbargen Challenge classes B and D and A and C, and then a combined category later on in the day for Heat 2 of racing. In qualifying though, Calvin van der Linde was the man at the top end of the field as always in Class B, and looks like he is now becoming the most dominant factor there. Atkinson in second and local man in third place. Class D is Thole.
The Calvinator, that's what we're going to be calling you from now on, because you are just dominating the series, brother.
Yeah, we're having a good year so far. I'm really happy with the results we've had. Just a nice strong comeback after the disaster of Killarney, and yeah, the cancellation of qualifying yesterday really helped us because we could make some improvements to the car, and I think it really worked.
Andrea, it's been a crazy season so far. We're back down in Cape Town. It's going to run super fast on this track.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, qualifying this morning was pretty quick. Some of the best times I've put in personally, so even though the pace is a bit better, I know I'm doing well, so that's always exciting.
Ryan has been a madman year in the Goldbargens, and well, I guess we just got to pray for a dry day today.
For a change, Matt, we've got a dry day. Yesterday in quali we thought we were going to, in practice at least, we thought we were going to have a wet weekend, but weather's turned out all right. It's a little bit miserable, but I'm smiling. That's all I can say.
We pulled Graham away from the car in the background of Ryan Thole's interview there and put him into the commentary booth as always, heading down towards turn 1. Holshoek, West Bank corner as it's known now, and it looks like Calvin van der Linde has got the drop, but it's going to be a tight battle for second as they come into turn 1.
Straight off the line goes Calvin van der Linde. Second is Tashes. He's doing a great job here in second place. Local knowledge. He's going to be able to block a little bit. Stuart Max just behind him. Behind him we've got, I think it's Rory Atkinson. And then Andrea Bates, she's also in the thick of it, on board with Andrea as we go here. He's going, oh, Stuart Mack gets it all sideways. Almost, oh, Peter Thompson gets banged while trying to take evasive action. A big oops there from Stuart Mack while going through turn 2.
Class B now, turn 2 and already action there. Sideways stuff. Loving how to get out of sight. Oh, it's just all over the place. There might be a little bit of oil down or change of surface flags may be required at turn 2 right now. But most of the field got through there. A couple of guys being forced wide. Fortunately, staying on track. Dropping down about 9 places though, so lots of work to do.
Pet Potchkit getting it all wrong there in the ABC Auto Parts car. Going around the outside though of Elna Cruiser is Ryan Thole and Dion Holiday. Elna's quite a long way off the pace at the moment. Something must have gone wrong there, or she made an error, but I'm sure she'll claw her way back very smartly.
On the board now with Andrea Bate looking back from the Power Flow Golf 1 here, and look at the action. Oh, it's going to be tight between the two of them. Atkinson having a look down the inside. Can he keep it there? He's got the line for turn 1. Will Andrea just give way slightly? She does. Probably just a little bit of discretion, the better part of Valley. And in the background, Thompson gets it all wrong. Oh, Quinton Thompson is not having a good day. The class champion ends up in the kitty litter.
Quinton going into turn 1, right out of talent, man. And a great job there for him to stop it from hitting the wall. But Class D arrives, Thole, Hollywood, Holiday, and that is, there's a Sex Trader car ahead of Elna Cruiser now as well. She's coming back through the field of Class D, wanting to get back onto the back of Class B. Quinton Thompson underway again. He's going to have to be pulling his finger out a little bit, kicking himself. Something went wrong there because Holiday got really close to Ryan Thole. Did Thole make a mistake going through turn 1, or did Dion just find the grip and do the work?
Yanni van Rooyen in that little battle too as we go back to Andrea Bate. Andrea Bate looking for a way through. She cannot find it just yet. Atkinson drilled her down the main straight away and into turn 1. And now she's trying to return the favour as they go down the back straight. This is awesome stuff. On board with Andrea here and looking absolutely flat ass up. There you go. 5th gear coming down towards Cape Town corner. Has she got what it takes on the brakes? Not quite yet, but closes up on Atkinson. Just in the background, looks like we're going to have a 3-way tussle here between these 3 cars, and these 2 Golf 1s are hassling that Polo Classic.
That Polo under used pressure for 3rd place here. Andrea doesn't want to let up for 1 minute, and nor does Stuart Mack. He is going to use the toe as hard as he possibly can to get involved in this scrap and have a go at the guy in 2nd place, which is the local man, Tashes van Tonda.
I remember Stewie Mack got it all wrong in turn 2 on lap number 1, so he's making up lost ground. He's closed up onto 3rd and 4th place right now as they go late breaks Atkinson specifically there, and the flight hand cleaner Polo very late into Westbank corner. Now they come out of that one, heading up the little Joubert straight into Engen, and it's no one even close to the pace that Calvin van der Linde can run, and even the local man with local knowledge cannot stay with him.
Calvin doing a superb job here. Andrea also in the squish power flow golf, also hanging on for dear life. She's got local knowledge, did a great job to help some of the Class D competitors in qualifying. Warren Muir sat behind her and did a superb time, but she wants the second place. She wants to be the first local competitor in Class B home, and she's got some work to do.
Tasha van Tonder's going to make her work double time to keep that little local battle running. It's now second and fourth place on the road for the Cape Town locals. Now they get onto the back straight away now, and will that flight hand cleaner Polo be able to keep out these two Golf ones? But further back in the field, look at this, Adrian Dalton. He's trying to win out this battle for Class B, but with the pressure coming from behind, it's actually coming from the Class D competitors. And right now, Thole is on the back end of Quinton Thompson, who we saw go off earlier, but he's got big pressure coming from Hollywood Holiday and Hurley.
Hurley is sitting right behind Hollywood, so is Darren Nathan in the six-trader car. But the reason they're on the back of Class B is because both those competitors were involved in a skirmish early on. Have a look at this. Hurley's going so fast that his camera gets blurry, but up the inside of Dalton goes Quinton Thompson. Ryan Thole hangs around. Oh, Quinton's got something wrong. Dalton goes around the outside of Thompson. Did he miss a gear, or was he? No, he's got a problem. It looks like he's got a problem. He's got to be coming out of that.
I hope he comes out of that, or just tries to circulate and maintain. I think he might have lost a couple of gears there. Maybe he's only got 2 or 3 of the 5 that are available to him, and he's just trying to get round and survive. Here comes Thole, though. Can he go on the inside of Dalton? He should have that little extra squirt into the corner, and does that. Late braking was required. He now puts one competitor between himself and second place on the road for Class D, and that's Hollywood.
Hollywood is under pressure from Hurley, though. He is not going to let up for 1 second. I'm sure Dion's going to have to go defensive. Steve Hurley goes to the outside. Can he go around Dion into turn 2? He brakes really late. Dion tucks it in. Now he's going to go to the inside. No, he decides to stay outside. Steve Hurley tries to go around him and go down to turn 4. A little bit of the long way around. I think he's going to have to get in. Yes, gets in behind him. Quinton Thompson sitting there going, okay, I found all the gears in the gearbox now. Let's get going, guys.
Yeah, he needs to get up there and get onto Dalton's tail so he can try and use him for a bit of a slipstream to get up onto the front end. Good move there. Pulls out very, very early and goes on the inside. That's going to put a car between the two of them, or will it? Hurley comes with him. No! Hurley sneaks through. Dalton, no answer. Has to move out of it. That's good driving from Adrian Dalton, but unfortunately, he's lost out now to Thompson, who also went through with those 2 cars.
Thompson saw that coming and he jumped in behind Hurley. Great job there by Quinton Thompson. But back to the third place battle in Class B. Andrea hasn't let up for 1 minute, and nor has Stuart Mack. He's sitting there wringing the neck of that Class B Golf. He wants to get up front. Out front in the Polo, we got brakes locked up. The Rory Atkinson driving that thing to the limit.
Quinton Thompson gesticulating there to Darren to allow him through. I think he's going to give him a chance to sneak through on the brakes, and realizes that there's a possibility that Darren will probably be a little bit better than him onto the brakes, although as they come down there you can see him still gesticulating. There goes Darren, pulls out in the six-trader car onto the brakes and into turn 1. He moves up to 4th place. Now it is 4 Polos, and it's mano a mano as they go out of Westbank corner.
Elna Cruiser getting back into the scrap. She had a problem early on in the race, as you can remember, and she's back in it. She's right behind Quinton, or actually has got past Quinton Thompson. He must have a braking problem, and at this racetrack, if you don't have big brakes, you just don't do well at all, because there are 2 massive straights at Killarney.
You can see that Elna's realised there's a problem, and she's starting to pressurise him even more. Andrea's doing the same thing, and there you can see Sri Mack just hanging on, but no one is going to catch this man. Out in front, the Ferodo Golf has been untouchable today. He was quickest in qualifying. He's now shown the kind of pace that is probably going to take him to a championship if he can keep up this pace all season. Tashius van Tonder, the local man, couldn't even match him no matter what he tried. But further back though, the Polos continue, and so does the battle for the latter part of Class B.
There's a superb battle in the latter part of Class B. Elna Cruiser trying as hard as she possibly can. So is Quinton. Hurley once again up the back of Dion Holiday. Is he going to go defensive? He does go defensive. Hurley looks up the inside. Dion just slams the deal. Hurley goes to the outside again. Can he get the slingshot down the back straight? Dion does exactly what he needs to do to put that commercial auto glass Polo in the way. Great job. Great driving there by Hurley. Hurley is probably going to be pulling his hair out trying to get past Holiday. As you can see, Holiday up the inside playing a superb Dr. Block roll. I think you've been watching Kurt Elchin of yesteryear.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. As they come down into Westbank corner, Hurley now looking for a way to try and slingshot past him. He gets the apex very late and now goes side by side. Oh, a little bit of clip of the dirt there. It'll compromise him slightly, but not a huge amount. Now they come down towards engine corner. This is like engine polo racing here, but this is how close it is. Awesome stuff here between these polo boys.
The only difference between these two guys is that in engine polo racing, Holiday would have been off long time ago. Steve Hurley doing a superb job. He's trying inside, outside. He's probably going to want to drive right through that motor car any minute now.
Out of Rose Foundation sweep now, heading up towards Malmesbury. This is where things are vital to get your drive right. Oh, Hollywood's run wide. That's going to cost him. That's going to cost him dearly. Hurley would have seen that. Now he's right in the slipstream. Exactly what he needs to do for this back straightaway. Can we see Steve Hurley move across the Coney Polo, taking on that automotive flask man, and right in the background, best seat in the house, Nathan in the Sextrator car.
Darren sitting there going, would one of the two of you please make up your mind where you're going to go? Holiday goes to the inside again. Steve Hurley to the outside. Steve is going to run around the outside and hopefully put himself in the correct position for turn 2. But Holiday knows that game. He goes to the inside. Peter Thompson, though, under pressure from Stuart Mack. Peter is in the way. He's had a problem and has got back onto the racetrack. As you can see, I'm sure he'll get out of the way very soon. But no, he's decided, Stu, you want past, you got to come past the hard way, and that's around the outside. Back to the battle with Steve Hurley and Dion Hollywood Holiday. These guys are driving the wheels off these polos. Hurley sideways again. Is he going to run wide? There it is. Hurley up the inside. This is it. Steve Hurley has got to make this one stick. Stick it up the inside. Dion goes around the outside with it. Darren Nathan sitting there behind him in the Sextrator Polo has got to get onto the slipstream. He's going to go with Steve Hurley. Holiday down the outside. Hurley up the inside. A drag race down to the bottom. But the winner in Class B, I'm sure, is going to be Kelman van der Linde. He is doing a superb job of absolutely dominating Class B.
Tasha Van Tonder will come through in second place, but the battle for that Class D is still up for grabs. And is it going to be Hollywood Holiday, or is it going to be Hurley? Down into Cape Town corners where we're going to watch that action. Hurley winning it out. Holiday coming through in third place. Nathan in fourth. Van Tonder in second behind Van der Linde, and Atkinson third in Class B.
Tasha's awesome pace in the early running of that race, but it looks like the tyres might have gone off just towards the end.
Ja nee, ons is nie gewoond aan daai gewigte hardloop nie. So jy moet soort van na jou tyres kyk en ek weet nie hoe nie. So ek het net pedal to the metal the whole time.
Holiday, you had that control the whole way through, but Hurley was pressuring you so hard towards the end.
Yeah, that's true. Halfway during the race, I lost third gear. So I knew I had to take some certain lines to make it difficult for him. But he knows the track well, so it was a good tussle. Nice and clean though, and I really enjoyed.
How many laps were you on the brakes and covering that line into Cape Town corner? I lost count.
Well, I didn't count either. I just made sure that we stayed like it is. Unfortunately, last lap, I mean, he knows the track's a bit better, so he just got past me. He owed it. It's good. Very, very good.
Steve, you did well to actually just throw it up the inside there. I was worried.
I was going to try it a few times, but there wasn't enough space. Can't make the car slimmer. We can do lots of things, but we can't make it slimmer. No, it's incredible. I must congratulate Dion. Drove very, very well. Congrats to Ryan as well. The car was brilliant. Everything went well. Let's see what happens in the second race.
Moving on to race number 1 of classes A and C, and at the front end, George Economides outdoing Voldy Monkeys by half a second. Andy Gossman right on their tail though. In Class C, Andre Needham hangs out ahead of Adrian Wood and James Hurley in third.
Voldy, Class A is going to be an absolute horror show down here. The top 3 guys are all over each other in times.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we like coming to Killarney. It's a very full circuit. It's great. It's slipstreaming. You know, all of those things work at this track, and obviously it's going to be great. It's going to be a tough race. Looking forward to it.
Keegan, climbing the ranks this year, 2011 looks like the season of the Carter crossover.
Yeah, look, Class C is the best way to get into main track and learning about Sintop racing, and so far I'm happy with how I'm going this weekend, struggling a little bit, but otherwise happy.
5-second man walks off the grid quickly as possible as Class A gets underway. Good start there for George Economides. Voldy Monkeys alongside him. Will he be able to outdo him into turn 1? Not quite. And then the rest of the field come into action, heading into third. Masters up to fourth.
George Economides straight out into the front. He's raced here quite a lot. He was involved in a lot of regional racing. That looked like Clayton LaRue going straight off the road. But this is the start of Class C. We got Andre Needham absolutely annihilating the guys off the start. A great job there by Andre Needham. Paolo Piazza Musa going up the inside of James Hurley. He makes it stick. Somebody fell off in the background though. I'm not quite sure who that was, but Needham isn't worrying about that. As you can see, he's got his head down. He's trying as hard as he can. We've got young Wood out on, he's behind Piazza Musa. James Hurley comes back at Piazza. He goes around the outside. Can he make it stick? Hurley runs it slightly wide and Wood is up the inside. Let's have a look. 3 motor cars going through the kink. This is going to end up in tears. There's no way. There it is. Smashing, crashing. That's about it. I love this racing. Whoa. Big crashing going on here.
Let's have a Golf 1 on top of another one, shall we? Right, Piazza Musa ends up with his back left on the front bonnet of James Hurley, the man who won out there, unfortunately losing a bit of ground now to Blackens as he sneaks through. Look at that. Wood just turns in, clips Hurley. Hurley does the same thing to Piazza Musa. Piazza Musa backs into the corner. You can see Hurley trying to avoid him, but as that Golf pops up, there's the back left wheel on the front bumper.
Well, that's why Hurley works for a shock absorber company. He wanted to take a closer look back to the front. I'm sure there's going to be a safety car here, so there must be something wrong. Into turn 1. That was
Conrad
Henning taking out his teammate Eddie Rodriguez, a big cue ball corner pocket. That's Conrad Henning, that's also fallen off the racetrack. There must be something wrong going into turn 1. But let's have a look. Valdi Mankis has capitalized. He's right up there. So is Derek Smallberger. Derek Smallberger with his new sponsor, Unleaded, doing a superb job. The last time Derek Smallberger was here, he tumbled that motor car into a ball.
Here we go, on board. You can see both these cars locking up. There's definitely some oil on the inside there. Valdi, wow, great driving from Valdi to keep it. There you see Rodriguez being hit by Henning. Here's a front view. Henning gets it out of shape, so does Rodriguez. Rodriguez, unfortunately, just getting a little tap there from his teammate, as you said. They ended up in the kitty litter. Look in the background, Masters getting it sideways too. There was definitely something on the track that allowed these cars to get all squirrely and completely out of shape. But fortunately, the majority of the field getting through. Economides has capitalized. He's disappeared at the front. Valdi Mikey's in second place all on his own. And it's a battle for third that we're seeing. Smallberger on a podium position.
This is a great job by Smallberger. He's got to...
that's the car, that's the problem. Look at that.
Absolutely. Pumping oil all over the show. But behind him, behind Smallberger, we've got Needham. Needham is going to try everything he knows to get that last position on the podium. He wants that third spot. But George Economides bending that Golf 1, lifting the wheels off the ground. He is driving as hard as he possibly can to keep Valdi Mankis behind him. Valdi doing a superb job. We've got Barry Groenewald and Gavin Ross, as well as,
Derek Minnie. That's Derek Minnie in there, absolutely hauling down the main straightaway now, trying to close onto the back end, and Gossman's up there too. So as they come down towards the braking markers, late braking is required here. Needham has to get past. You can see there's still a little bit of oil there. Change of service flags were waving frantically, so they'll know. Oh, look at the understeer he was getting out of that Polo as they came in there. You can see just how hard these boys are working those Dunlops with tricky conditions in Westbank corner.
Valdi Mankis is pulled his finger out. He is right behind George Economides. George, unfortunately, is the guinea pig. He's got to show the field where the oil is, and Valdi knows that. So he's going to push him to the absolute limits, hoping that George will make the mistake, and he will have enough time to see it. But he's right there, so there's no time left for Valdi to make an error. And having a look here, Barry Groenewald is under pressure though from Gavin Ross, and behind Gavin Ross, we've got
Gossman and Minnie.
Gossman is sitting right there here. Minnie runs it slightly wide. Minnie hasn't had an event for a long time. He wants a position. Gossman has a look up the inside of Gavin, gives him a slight touch, and he goes, go at him, boy.
Yeah, two Golf Jumbos about to go to battle with that Golf 1 of Gavin Ross. Just ahead of them there is the Polo Classic. Now, onto the brakes in the Cape Town corner. He sets it up nicely. Economides gets good drive. That's important. Valdi Mikey's on a slightly different line there. He actually lost a bit of drive coming out of Cape Town corner. Then third place battle, still up for grabs. And the Unleaded man is giving Needham a very good run. But look at that, 4x4 as they came out of Cape Town.
Absolutely. Minnie has got past Gossman. Minnie has got past him going into Cape Town corner. Gossman right behind him. Derek Minnie is going to have to go slightly defensive. But this is the part of the racetrack where there's something on the racetrack, guys. You'll see a shiny line now. There it is, a shiny line. And they've all seen it. They've driven through it. Gossman decides, I'd rather go around than go up through the slush and muck and eventually crash into someone.
Tyrell Governasamy pulling onto the sideline. I think that actually might have been the car that caused a bit of the oil being dropped down into turn 1. We saw him circulating earlier on and just pouring smoke out of the engine. So definitely something wrong with that car. But oh, look at the flame out of Minnie's car. Whoa, what have we got, V8s in there or what, dude?
We're not going to ask Derek Minnie what he's running right now, but he's trying as hard as he can. Gavin Ross is going to be under pressure in a second. Barry Groenewald has got a breather. He's got to put his head down and go. He mustn't look in the mirror. He must just concentrate on the car in front of him. His teammate, Derek Smallberger, is in third position. And Needham is right behind him. You could virtually not see the two cars there.
Yeah, Quinton Needham is definitely the trailer now. The VTech trailer on the back end of that polo as they head down towards Cape Town corner. Back to the front end of Class C. Andre Needham has not been bettered at all. Since he left the line, he's led the race, and he's opened up a very convincing lead over second place. Keegan Blackensee and, of course, Brad Hall battling for that second place on the road. There's about 2 seconds between the two of them. Will Andre Needham hang on until the end of this race? We go back to the battle for what is fifth place on the road.
This is a real battle. We've got Derek's teammate Barry Groenewald under huge pressure from Gavin Ross. He's under pressure from Derek Minnie. Back into turn 1. This is the slippery part of the racetrack. Barry goes to the inside. He's going to try and run up the inside of that oil slick. There it is. No, he drives straight through it. Gavin Ross around the outside. Derek Minnie slightly sideways. Andy Gossman slams into the back of him. Get a move on, Derek. We've got to get going there. Here's the dice between third position for Class C. That is between Brad Hall and Gammy. Gammy losing out there. Brad Hall goes up the inside. He makes it stick. He's going to run down to turn 1 around the outside. He's got enough place to just simply concentrate on where he needs to go. Gammy is trying to put him under pressure by playing peekaboo in the mirror. Let's have a look. He goes up the inside. Can he make it stick? Gets it all sideways. Gammy goes through the oil slick that was down on the racetrack. Great driving there not to slam into Brad Hall, and a good catch there by young Gammy.
As they come down now, the battle continues for 5th place on the road. You can see it's the usual contenders we've seen all race time. This time out, Derek Minnie putting the pressure onto Ross. Ross had massive pressure coming from Gossman, and all of a sudden now we got Wayne Masters into the throw. He's not too far off, and then right behind them comes Isak Grenier. Oh, we are going to be in for some great fun and games in the Cape Town corner.
This is all for 5th position in Class A. Barry Groenewald under monumental pressure here by 5 motorcars. They all want his spot. They fan out. Derek Minnie up the inside. Gavin Ross up the inside. Andy Gossman goes to the outside of them. Derek goes up the inside. He bangs into Andy. Andy gets it sideways. He catches it. Stands on the throttle. Wayne Masters getting involved in that. He's going to go up the inside of Minnie. A drag race right down to turn 1 again. This is where the surface is slippery. Let's have a look at this crash.
Golf 1, Golf 2s, and Golf 4. Here we go. Who's going to win out there? The Classic still hangs on in the front end. And how much longer can he take this pressure?
Minnie up the inside.
Oh, Minnie's up the inside. Retakes that position. Gossman had to go a little bit wide. Now he's got the drive around the outside. Will he be able to keep that outside line? Because if he does, he's got the line for turn 2. No, he slots in behind Derek Minnie. Behind them comes Masters. Man, there's 6 cars in it for 5th place on the road.
Barry Groenewald probably sitting going, hey, Oaks, give me a bit of a break. Minnie goes up the inside of Ross. He makes it stick. He has gone into 6th position. He was about 8th 2 corners ago. He's back into 6th, and he is under pressure. He's under pressure, and he's putting pressure on Barry Groenewald right now.
Going on the attack, that's the most important way. Oh man, we've got an awesome bit of driving here. And looks like Ian Long has come to play for the game too, as they get into the final stage of this race. We are looking at a couple of laps to go. In fact, onto the final lap now as we speak. And all of a sudden, things have changed up. You can see Wayne Masters going on the inside, looking for a way past Gossman as they go into Westbank corner. They're side by side. Things have definitely changed up here though. You can see all of a sudden it's Barry Groenewald who's missing. Derek Minnie's gone missing. Or is he just in the background there? There comes, yeah, there we go. A little bit of a change up, and all of a sudden, once these guys got through, they pulled away.
Wayne Masters put his head down and going away. If you look here, Barry Groenewald's got a little bit of damage on his motor car to the left front. I'm sure him and Derek Minnie had a bit of a skirmish, but John Gerber is not going to let up for a second. He's going to want to come past. Wayne Masters capitalizing the most. He's gone up into 5th place. He was lying 10th not even a lap ago, and there he is taking the experience of waiting patiently to the extreme.
Andre Needham still hangs on for his dear life here going into the final lap, although he seems to be slowing up slightly. I'm not quite sure what's happening with that car, but Blackensee is definitely closing him down. There's only about 3 or 4 corners to go, and that's going to be a big change up for the books here if they can catch Andre Needham on this final lap.
Blackensee trying as hard as he possibly can. Needham is just trying to get it to the finish with very few laps left. You can see he's not using the entire road, but out in front we've got George Economides doing a superb job of this race. Right behind him, Valdi Mankis takes 1st and 2nd in Class A.
A good drive from Quinton Needham sees him come through into 3rd place, and Wayne Masters hung on to 4th place ahead of Andy Gossman. So that little battle raged right the way down to the line, and Masters winning out ahead of Gossman. There you see the top 5 confirmation down in Class C. Blackensee was able to catch Andre Needham, so did Brad Hall and Craig Gammy. Needham in 4th and Adrian Wood in 5th.
George, it's all about getting away and staying out of trouble, and you're good around this track as well. You did the job.
Yeah, I actually quite like this track. We come here once a year. We've got a lot of experience here from the old days racing here full time. And yeah, it was actually quite a doddle. Eh?
Keegs, we said this was a year of firsts, and to take your first victory, you got to be stoked.
Oh, I'm so happy. It's my first main track. I mean, I've had such a team behind me working so hard, trying to learn how to drive these front wheel drive cars, and I'll tell you what, it's all paid off. I mean, thanks to my parents, thanks to my sponsors, thanks to my team. It's huge support. Thanks.
Nate, we've got 45 cars on the grid. Thank goodness there's a couple of seconds between each category as we get going for race 2.
Economidis not worrying about how many cars are on the grid. He wants to get out there first. And there it is, straight out of the blocks. He goes up there. Oh, a big smash in the background. That's Minnie and Clayton LaRue getting involved. Derek Minnie losing the front bumper. There goes Clayton LaRue. Let's hope that we can sort this all out. Oh, there it is, all sorted before the Class B start.
Yeah, they just get underway right behind and right down towards turn number 1. Once again, Calvin van der Linde, Tashes van Tonda, Andrea Bate going to be winning out the third place battle. Is she? Yes, she does. That's an awesome bit of driving from the lady. And sneaking around the outside, Stewie Mack hanging on for dear life. Hey, who are you shouting at?
I was shouting at the marshals because they were going to actually hold back two of the Class D competitors to start them in Class C. And I was just voicing my opinion a touch. Ryan Thurley straight out into the front. Dion Holiday, Darren Nathan in the Sex Trader car goes into third position. A much better start from him. Behind him, Yanni van Rooyen in the Mark 1, and there goes Class C. Let's see who can get to the corner first. Black and C and Brad Hall, a drag race down to turn 1. Let's have a look, see who can make it stick. These guys are going all over the show. Wood goes on the lawn. Gammy goes up the inside to go defensive. Andre Needham around the outside. And there's Piazza Musa as well. He's sorted out his problem from race 1. Got the car off of James Hurley's motor car, and here they go.
Yeah, here we go down towards turn 2. This is where things can get really, really tight. Adrian Wood really putting the pressure on, coming up on the inside, outdoing, yes, his fellow Carter. So things are looking pretty good.
Whoa.
Oh, he runs wide, gets a little tap. No, there's action in front. They had to go evasive. I think that might have been Andre Needham. Yes, it is. Andre Needham is on the inside, coming off. There's the Silver Dream Racer, and he's at the back of the Class C field now with lots of work to do, and I think he might have damaged the car.
Back to the front of Class B, and Calvin van der Linde still doing exactly what he needs to do to head out Class B. Behind him, we've got Tashes, Fontana, and Andrea Bate. The Squish Powerflow Golf doing a superb job on board with Andrew Goslett. He's down in about 5th position. He's trying as hard as he can. Also in a Powerflow Golf, he wants to have a go at Andrea. He wants to get to the front of the Powerflow. You know, there's always a team battle. The fastest car in the team, and he's having a go.
Stewie Mack pushing hard as well. You can see these guys are not holding anything back here. But at the moment, it is Calvin van der Linde who is the dominant factor, as we've said. Tashes van Tonda, even with local knowledge, is unable to run at the same kind of pace as Calvin. There's a move from Mack, sneaking through up to 3rd place in Class B. And Andrea Bate now has to resume the battle that she's had almost all weekend.
Quentin Thompson sitting behind that whole skirmish. He's waiting for somebody to make a mistake. Stewie Mack putting his head down. He's going to drive as hard as he can on board low with Andrew. He's going to show us. Oh, Stewie runs slightly wide. I lied, not slightly wide, real wide.
Yeah,
he goes straight off the road.
All 4 wheels on the dirt, back to the front end of Class A, and Masters putting the pressure on the back end of the unleaded machine. You can see that 5.5 machine having to work double time now, and Smallberger is in it once again. Ahead of him, we've got Gossman, then you've got Masters. They pulled away a little bit. Then here comes Karen Henning and Jean Gerber. We haven't seen much of them in Cape Town, but all of a sudden they're back into the mix.
Absolutely, but Valdi Mankies heads out this battle. He's got Needham right behind him. Needham had a taste of 3rd position in race 1, and he wants it again. There's Barry Groenewald under pressure from Jean Gerber as well as Gerard Henning. Barry Groenewald's car with a little bit of battle scars from race 1. Back to Class B. We've got Stuart Mack still under pressure from Andrea. Quentin Thompson has got past Andrew Goslett, and he's trying to sort out the problems that he's had in his weekend.
Fastest man on the track at the moment in Class B is that Quentin Thompson machine, and he's closing down onto this battle for 3rd place in Class B. Mack leads out the battle. We're back on board with Stewie as he goes through. Oh, he gets it all squirrely out there. He's made a mistake. I'm not quite sure if he got a tap. Andrea definitely showing him a little bit of muscle through turn 1 and goes past. So, welcome to Cape Town, Stewie Mack. This is how we do things here.
Absolutely. There's no... if you can't get on the throttle, I'll help you, Stewie. And Andrea's going to try and show him the way around now. But now the favor can be returned, so she's got to put her head down and go. Out in Class D, we've got Ryan Thole, Dion Holiday, Darren Nathan in the Sex Trader car. Behind Darren, though, we've got Steve Hurley. He's coming back through the field. Yanni van Rooyen, we've got Warren Muir in an old polo. He's trying as hard as he can. This is only the second time Warren Muir's been at this racetrack, doing a superb job. Sitting behind Yanni van Rooyen, he's going to be able to learn. Steve Hurley right on the back of Darren Nathan. Darren runs it slightly wide into turn 2. Hey Darren, the next time you see the Apex debate will be the first time.
Yeah, I think so. That's the way we hit it, eh? As they come out of the kink now, heading down towards Rose Foundation. 1, 2 and 3, and in fact 4th place on the road in Class D are all polo players. Then we've got the Polo Classic and of course the Golf 1 of Yanni van Rooyen. The Sex Trader car in 3rd place under massive pressure. You can see he's starting to feel it now. Darren Nathan can feel those shocks from the car behind him, definitely putting the pressure on and looking for a way through. Hurley found a way through on holiday. Can he do the same thing to Nathan?
He's going to put huge pressure. The Coney Shocks motor car, prepared by Andre Hobb, all over the back of the Sex Trader car. Let's go back to Class C though. We've got Black and C. We've got Andre Needham. There's damage on Black and C's car. We've got Piazza Musa. He's also in the battle there. Let's go on board with Andre Needham. Looking back at Black and C going through Malmesbury. Let's have a look. Nice and neat. Nice and tidy. Clipping the apexes. Squeezing the throttle on. Trying as hard as he possibly can to break the toe. Andre Needham head down and down to Cape Town corner.
Henning, Gossman, a little bit of a battle here in Class A, right at the front end of this field. It's about 8th place on the road. Then it's Ian Long and Jean Gerber. The big crowd down here in Cape Town getting big action. And Issa Cornier getting it completely sideways. Oh, looks like there's a bit of a problem there on the Class A polo. He was out there for a couple of times in Class P for a while, then moved up to Class A. And speaking of Class A action, there's a move. What an awesome bit of driving there. Smallberger sneaking through and outdoing Needham.
Smallberger sticks it up the inside. That unleaded polo doing a great job there. Wayne Masters also sitting there going, if you open the door again, I'm through as well, buddy. I want after Smallberger. Adrian Wood out in front of Brandon Hall, in front of Andre Needham. But in the background, guys, if you can have a look, there's Valdi Mankis and as well as George Economides. They are getting into Class C. The racetrack simply isn't long enough, or there are too many cars. Piazza Musa getting in the way of George Economides. This is going to affect the battle, because if they do that too often, then Valdi Mankis is going to get right there. But keep in mind that Valdi's got to do the same as George Economides, and George is throwing the car up the inside.
Yeah, not holding back at all now. Hopefully puts the headlights on to allow these cars to realize that it is a quicker car coming up behind him. Look at the speed differential here between Economides and of course Andre Needham. As they go, it's sideways on his own, gets it sideways and throws it onto the inside of Malmesbury. How do you come back onto the track there? Oh, this is going to hurt. Please goodness he gets on there before the next steam train comes past.
Dude, that's an insane move. He should have gone the other way. But let's go back to this battle. Stewie Mack still all over the back of Andrea Bate. He wants that position so bad. Andrea wants a position just in front of her, because that's the other Cape Town competitor. She wants to be the first Cape Town Class B competitor home.
Yeah, Tashless is under big pressure too, because these two are closing down on him. He seems to be falling back into their clutches because they are pushing each other to the limit. As they go down the back straight away now, this will probably be about close to 170, 180 k's an hour on these little Golf Mark 1s. Into the braking mark as Schumacher pulls out. Has he got what it takes on the brakes? You're going to need big ones to get up the inside of Andrea, and yes, he does. Awesomely done, Stewie Mack sneaking through, and the battle, well, sneaking through. They go side by side out of Cape Town.
Andrea hangs around the outside, off the road on the outside though. We've got Derek Minnie. Quinton Thompson is catching this battle. These two are slowing each other up so badly. A great job though by Andrea to drive right around the outside. Stu's probably thinking, what more must I do? I've been all over this racetrack, everywhere. Quinton Thompson though, he's getting onto the back of Stewie Mack. He's ahead of, I'm sure that's a Class A competitor.
That's Cronier.
That's Cronier, yeah.
Again. So Cronier making up lost ground after going off. The battle continues though. Andrea's pulled a little bit of a gap now. I don't know how she'll be able to get away from Stewie, but Stewie has lost a little bit of ground, and that's vital, especially coming into the closing stages of this race. There are 45 cars out on the road, and you cannot afford to make a mistake, because everybody else is going to capitalize. Class A being led out by Economides. Then we've got the first 3 cars behind him. Look at Needham, Henning, and all of a sudden Adrian Wood is in it, but remember, he's leading out the Class Cs.
Absolutely. The first 4 cars, we've got George Economides, Valdi Mankis, Derek Smallberger, Wayne Masters. These guys have been going at it. They've been scything through Class C, Class D, and probably going to catch Class B soon. A great bit of driving out by George Economides. Just put his head down, put a foot to the floor, and off he went.
And you just love the fact that it shows what Goldwagen racing is all about. Golf 1, Polo Player, Polo Classic, Golf 4. That's what it's all about when it comes to this kind of racing.
And they're all scrapping for first position. These cars are so evenly matched. There's a battle between 2 polos. I didn't quite see who that was. You got Ryan Thole out in Class D. He's leading Class D. not a lot of talking on him because we haven't really seen him. Here's the battle I was talking about. The two Rorys. It's Rory Elland and Rory Atkinson. Rory Elland goes up the inside of Atkinson, making it stick. This is a battle in class B, Greg.
Now, amazing bit of driving from those two. Just in the background, though, watch out for Thole. He's coming up onto what is about third place in this little battle. That's Adrian Dalton. Dalton moves out the way. He realizes that Thole is going to have a slightly quicker car. Comes onto the inside, into engine corner, and makes that move stick. But the continuation of that battle between the two Rorys is going to go right down to the wire.
There's racing every... Oh, Valdi Mankis loses out. I was just going to say George Economides, but behind George Economides, we've got Derek Smallberger. Valdi has got a problem. He's out, and that was the finish. What a bad place to lose out, Valdi.
Last corner on the circuit, kind of Indy 500 field there, Valdi, but unfortunately it has to happen to somebody at some stage. Economides takes it, Wayne Masters finishes in second, but Valdi hung on for 5th place and just nursed the car over. And then we got Class C being won out by Adrian Wood.
George, I think we're going to call Cape Town your springboard race because it's going to be catapulting you to the top of the pile.
Yeah, I think so. It was quite an exciting race from a back marker point of view. I saw Needham losing it nicely there while leading Class C. Maybe he saw me and thought he should lose it. I think he was leading by 1 point before we came to Cape Town, so that looked exciting. And then other than back markers who don't look at blue flags, Class C numbers that is, it was a bit of a tough one, but it was a nice race nevertheless.
Adrian, I know you karters are just having such a jaw getting into these tin tops. It's fun out there, eh?
Yeah, yes, it's exciting racing. There's cars everywhere, especially when the Class A's come through. You've got to watch your mirrors all the time to make sure you don't mess up anyone else's race. But it was a good weekend. We've had a good weekend. The race was amazing. Couldn't have done any of it without the people from Van der Linde Developments. Thanks so much to them.
Double victory for Calvin Van der Linde in Class B ahead of Tashes Fontonda, who won out the honours for the Cape Town battle with Andrea Bates in 3rd, Ryan Thole beating out Holiday and Steve Hurley in 3rd.
Calvin, what can we say that hasn't already been said? You are just killing these guys every time we go out and on tracks that you've never driven before.
Well, I think it's just a matter of consistency. As you saw, the guys were staying with me in the beginning, and I don't know what happened, but I mean, just at the end, it's sort of tires went off. I don't know. They seemed to drop back a bit, but I mean, the beginning laps were I had to work for my money there, and at the end, the tires of mine were going off a bit, so I had to manage that a bit. But all in all, it was a great race, and just thanks to an awesome team for the brilliant car that they've given me.
All right, you've been a busy man today. I know it's been hard work, and the sun came shining for race number 2, but man, oh man, it was busy out there.
Again, Matt, I would have probably liked, perversely, a better race, but I managed to get away and I kept it there, and I think the guys behind me had the real fun again. But Dion was almost there, and then I think he backed off a little bit, and I saw him and Darren and Steve Hurley, I think, get into a tussle. So it must have been fun again behind me. But the weather was great, the track was wonderful, Cape Town's great. Should race here every week.
Well, come this weekend to Swartkops, because that's where we're going to be racing. George Economides leading out overall championship and Class A. Andre Needham in Class C, and Calvin Van der Linde in 3rd, leading Class B. Big thanks to Gold Bargain for this action from the Pro Tour down in Cape Town.